Okay. Get closer to where this moose is. I had to circle completely around. I was over here, and of course the wind shifted to blow right in it, so I had to circle around and come up. And now I'm coming back at it this way so it didn't get my wind. I think I'd be better off if I'd have stayed on the road. So if I can get back to the road. Get there. Another circuit. Another one. Another one right here in my face. To someone. I think. Or they might be just tracks. Just make it to the marker and find out. I spooked this moose the last time I hunted it. I know I did. And I like to never got it. So I really try not to do that this time. Don't see it no worse. May have to spook it, I don't know. I believe it's just gonna be tracks. So I don't see nothing.
Whoa! Those are definitely moose prints and they're fresh. I'm pinching myself. Looks like a big one. A bull. One I saw was a cow. Must be his son. No records of any antlers in this area, but you don't exactly get many people out looking. Too remote. Keep one eye on the tracks, the other on your surroundings. I know, you know. Melanie used to drill that one into me.
Okay. At least
Can
it's
you
going.
imagine? They bundled 10 of them into crates and shipped them across the sea from Canada. Must have been terrifying. Most got shot, the others failed to adapt. This bloke we're stalking is probably all that's left of that line.
Okay, let's hunt down a moose. It's a big old pretty mouse. I remember it. It's that far up, I see the tracks. Still got a good wind. Right, it's gonna circle around and get downwind. I bet. Let me spot it before it gets downwind.
He went towards the coast.
Yeah, I can see that.
Check that branch. Snapped and stripped. Deer don't browse like that, and certainly not that high up.
Be a heck of a moose hunt. Don't show the trail.
has. Is that the end of them? Oh, I knew this was too good to be true. If he's lived this long in the reserve undetected, then he's not going to give himself up that easily. Right, Awaroa, I think that's your work done here for now. I'll get Josh to set up more cameras around here so we can keep a close eye on things. In the meantime, I can't stop thinking about that letter. I might have been too harsh on people, or at least some people. So I wanted to ask you another favour. There's something in it for you this time, though.
Okay, just so you know.
So here's the plan. I want to repay Melanie for telling me about the moose. I know I have every right to be angry with her for keeping that letter from me all this time. But frankly, it would do the both of us good to move on. And ironically enough, I think the best way for me to do that is to face up to my past. There's somewhere and something I've been avoiding for far too long. Those are hiking boots you're wearing, right? Good. We're going up into the mountains.
Okay, just so you know, you don't have to be too slow when you follow this moose for the first time because you don't actually find him. So, you can actually run the tracks, get it over with quicker than I did, and I will go track this mountain.
"25 years ago, I was working as an assistant to our then warden and going out on hunting trips at the weekend with Melanie. We were close at the time. Mum had just left, you know. It was good for me to have someone like that in my life, but I didn't really get on with some of her mates from the chopper company. Hard blokes they were, hard working and hard drinking. I found them kind of intimidating, truth be told. And the whole commercial hunting business seemed like one big laugh to them. Out on fancy toys playing shoot 'em up. Even called themselves Alpine Ops, like a bloody action movie. Anyway, one day I was on duty and received a report of smoke sighted on the other side of the reserve. Melanie and her pilot mate, I won't name him, were heading out over that way anyway and suggested I join them. He had been out the night before. You could smell it on his breath. I wanted her to like me. They'd take the piss out of you if you complain too much. They'd call you a wuss or worse. So I got in. It was fine at first. The pilot was keeping it together and Melanie tried to reassure me that it was probably just some kid's campfire. But then it fogged up. He didn't know what to do. Started swerving as if to get out of it. Next thing, we hit a bluff. I don't remember anything after that. Everyone survived. The pilot broke quite a few bones, but Melanie got off with just a few cuts and bruises, a lucky sucker. And the fire? False alarm. Anyway, the wreckage from that accident was never cleared. And I haven't been back since either. Too out of the way. But I'm certain there are still a few things worth salvaging up there.
I think this is where I get my 303 rifle. sure of it.
It should be around here somewhere. The cockpit. If it had hit the ground at a slightly different angle, we'd have been goners. Take a look around, see if you can find anything.
Yeah, there's 303 rifle right here.
Bingo! That's exactly what I was hoping we'd run into. Melanie's old hunting rifle. I asked her if she wanted it back, but she said it'd make more sense for you to hold on to it. She's a bit too long in the tooth to get up to much hunting these days, the poor dear. I'll have it patched up and sent to your weapon locker. Consider it a bonus for a job well done. Take one more quick look around before you head down, can you? Cheers. There. That's mine. A gift from my mum, who got it as a gift from hers. And I've been missing it all this time. Can you drop that necklace off by the nearest outpost and we'll wrap things up? Josh will head over for it later. I told him he'll never drive my car again if he so much as looks at it the wrong way. I think we're sitting pretty when it comes to hunting footage for the film now. I'll send what we have over to the marketing team and leave the rest in their hands. Still, it's a shame that the moose thing didn't pan out. I've had more than my fair share of false starts over the years, so I knew it was never going to be easy. They're tricky like that. Something for the book at least, eh? Penultimate chapter. He yet lives. I'll be sure to let you know how the video is received anyway. Thanks again. And great job, Eho.
Fast travel.
You can just leave it on the desk inside there. There's usually a lot of tracks around here. Have a search. I hope Mum will be happy it's back in the family. Right, well I know you came here on holiday and... Huh? Did you hear that?
Yep,
Could it
it's
really
the
be?
moose.
It's close. Sounds like just beyond the outpost. Turn that camera on again. We're not done here yet. Follow the call. It couldn't have gone far.
It's gotta be straight downwind too. I figured it would be. Put me a little scent way on. Scent killer, whatever it is.
These are brand new. I can almost feel how close you are.
Yeah, me too. Only if the wind was in my
Look, mate,
favor.
I'm a park ranger first and foremost, so I've got to remind you of something. In this jurisdiction, moose are considered deer, and deer are pests. Even if I've got a personal soft spot for the poor thing, I can't fault you for wanting that trophy. If you decide not to harvest it, make sure to at least take a good photograph. That action cam's not up to much there. I'll let you make the call. Don't dither though. We know this one's wily.
Kill and harvest it. And that's kinda difficult, it being downwind, 'cause I can't get close to it. Should wish that wind to shift. stay in its favor though.
Here. Of course. Old bloke wanted to give us some scenery to admire. There. What a set of antlers to boot.
Calling, but it said calm when I spotted it. It says calm. It's a pretty moose. I could just get down here close enough to it. Two hundred. Wind's a little bit. Just get close enough for that picture. Yeah, I know you're down there. You don't have to keep hollering at me. Can't take a picture of it from here. Wish I could though.
Got him. And he's off. It's what I would have done. We're a bunch of softies, eh? Still, now we've got proof. No one's ever going to call me a crackpot again. And I've got a story. Final chapter. Last of its kind. Or The Spirited Adventures of the Stoic Hunter and the Elusive Prey. Resplendent sword, eat your heart out. Speaking of which, this must be what spooked Barden, right? A creature from another world? Just like one of those, things from his movie? Quite the reaction, but then I guess he was still pretty munted. When I spoke to Melanie, she said that there's apparently been protests in town against the films that have been made here. Some of the Kiwi actors involved have cited poor working conditions, things like that. I have to say, I'm glad to see people rally around a common cause, even if I can't help but feel somewhat responsible for this whole debacle. But that's over and done with. The important thing is that we're changing tack, going all in on what this place needs.
Traps.
You know, they even invited me to an advanced screening of the film. I think I'll be not so politely declining. Well, that's that. As I was saying earlier, I know you originally came here to get away from it all, so why don't you take that time now and enjoy yourself? I'll be in touch again soon.
Let me harvest the moose. get it? Did I miss it? I think I completely freaking missed it. Probably hit a tree. Didn't see a tree, but yeah, I got it. It's down. Alright. Let's go get this moose. Guys, he is a pretty boy. I remember him. Big too. Alright, let's harvest it. Yeah, I got him good. Just a gold, but he's still pretty. Spin on around here so we can look at you. Taxidermy because he's pretty. And accept. Alright. Let's go find some more red deer zones. Or fallow zones. Okay, we're fixing to find out if we can shoot them with a 30-06 or not. We used to couldn't, but I don't know, they've changed so much. Can't shoot them with 30-06 now. Cool. I think I'm gonna shoot that 4 across there too. One bad thing about that is, I have to go over yonder and pick him up. Oh, that's 300. Ah, put your head down. He's going down fast. Man, could have fell in the river. Floated over here, but it ain't going to. Alright, let's go over and get it. We'll just spawn across the river and run up there. Look one more time to make sure he's not floating across. Nah, he ain't going to. Alright. Be back when I get close to him. Of course, once I get all the way over here, it has fell in the water and it must have floated over to the other side. But I did shoot another one. And I'm gonna pick him up. Then I'm gonna go back to the other side, see if I can get that one. And all these deer seem to be froze, so I'm just gonna leave them. Some big gold.
Kia ora. It's been a while.
Oh,
You enjoying yourself out in the
I know.
bush? There's nothing I love more than strapping a pack on and getting lost out there. So I'm glad you've had the chance to wind down and take it in after all that excitement earlier. Got a couple of updates for you. First and foremost, we released the promo film a few days ago. It's been wild. Phone's ringing off the hook kind of wild. In fact, we're almost fully booked for the autumn season already. I should be celebrating, but I've been sitting in my office, laser focused on how we're going to keep day tripper numbers down. We're not legally allowed to charge an entry fee, and quotas are hard to enforce, so maybe the solution is an outreach. Give those snot-nosed students a taste of the work we do here. Who knows? Might even make conservationists out of some of them. Anyway, the film's up, but we're still working on some final touches to the website. Oh, and the marketing team had a request. There's an old lighthouse by the coast that they'd like a few shots of. Can you head over there and I'll fill you in on everything else that's been happening? So, the bloke with the antlers, the firm we hired to do the promo film has gotten in touch with one of the big online networks, and they're up for the idea of turning your moose chase into a documentary. I'm still working on my book, but I'm thinking this could be a good accompaniment. You've seen the show, now get the details, straight from their moose's mouth. Oh, of course they want to use your footage, and maybe even get an interview. You keen? Give it a think. Good opportunity to raise your profile, though I get the feeling that's not something that matters all that much to you. That's why I like you, Eho. What you see is what you get. In other news, Josh convinced me to let him go to that advanced screening of Resplendent Sword. He loved it, the brat, but then he must have read the books cover to cover about 10 times. He said, get this, he said that it had a strong message about environmentalism and cooperation. You think the same people who left all those messes behind came up with that? Hypocritical rubbish. It has given him a newfound appreciation for the reserve, though. He's even expressed an interest in hunting for the first time in his entire life. I think it's as much your influence as anything, but he's not going to admit to that anytime soon.
Alright, let's run up here and see if we can find that first in a shot. Okay, now that's weird. We shot it right from right here, and it was laying right there, and I didn't think it was going to slip in the water, so I spawned in over there, over here, ran all the way up here where it says that I last spotted it, which is true, and it's not there now. It's not over there, and it didn't float over here. So that one just vanished. Don't know where that one went. But anyway, let's just get back to the missions. I'm going to the coast.
The lighthouse is just up the path off the beach here. We've continued, and the demolition of the commune made it into the local papers. I actually received a lot of support, even from people I wouldn't have expected it from. It's been humbling. I'm not going to go out of my way to drop in on the town, especially now I'm so busy with the book, but it is nice to feel like you're part of a community again. Here's a good spot. Moody. Let's get one a little closer up, too. This beach is where I saw that moose cow about 35 years ago. She was staring out at the sea, looked heaps lonely. It probably won't surprise you to learn that I was kind of a weird kid, introverted and a bit in my own world. There was something about her that connected with me then, and still does. No one's manned this place for decades. Bolted shut. Perfect. I'll send these on right away. Right, let's grab a close-up from around here. It's been quite the adventure we've embarked on, eh? I can finally see a future for this place where we're not at the mercy of outside actors, and that's in no small part thanks to you. To preserve Te Awaroa's heritage and safeguard our unique biodiversity requires constant vigilance, but I think I'm up for the challenge. Wouldn't you agree, Eho?
Y'all up. Okay, I think we might be done with Awaroa. Yep, that's all of them unless she gives us another one.